I'm Alexis, a consultant here at Valiantys. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a custom customer satisfaction survey in Jira Service Management. Customer satisfaction surveys are a good way to check in with your customers to see how well your agents are providing resolutions to their issues. While Jira Service Management has its own built-in customer satisfaction survey, customization is limited, with only being able to change the wording of the question. So, what do you do if you need more than one question? Or, what do you do if you want different answer selections that aren't a star rating? You might think you need to search for Marketplace add-on to achieve this. While there are solutions created by vendors, most of these add-ons come with an additional monthly cost. So, what else can you do? You do have Atlassian Analytics, but that does require an extra investment as it's only available to the enterprise subscription models with Jira Service Management. But even with enterprise, that adds another product to your Jira Service Management. But what if I told you you could do it all directly within Jira Service Management at no extra cost? I'm glad I have your attention now. So, to do this, we have to do the following steps. We need to create the form, which is going to be the questions that we're going to ask for the survey. We then need to create the custom fields for each question. So, for the question that you want to report on that data from, so if it's ratings 1 to 5, rate your experience. If you want to report on those, we have to create custom fields for those. We then have to take each of those custom fields and we have to link them to the question in the form. We then need to create the automation that when the issues transition to either resolved or closed, they are going to attach to the issue and let the customer know that there's a survey available for them to fill out. We need to create the filter, which is going to be what we use to look at the issues for the dashboard. Then we need to create the dashboard and the gadgets to that way display those metrics. Finally, we just need to turn off the built-in customer satisfaction feature within Jira Service Management, and then we can test it. Now that we have our steps, let's get started. To get started, let's go ahead and go to Forms. Here in Forms, you're going to go ahead and click Create Form. I already have one, so we're just going to walk through that one. So in here, I have my satisfaction survey. I just have 3 easy questions. How was your experience? How quickly was your issue resolved? And how clear was the communication during the process? 2 of those are rated on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being good, 1 being bad, and the experience being on excellent, good, okay, and poor. In the survey here also, it's going to say who the agent you worked with, so the customer can select who they worked with. And then lastly, you can provide any additional text feedback, which we will not report on. So the fields that we need to make are how was your experience, resolved issue, and communication. For the agent, we can go ahead and click on Assignee. That way that one's going to be automatically selected. So let's go ahead and let's create our custom fields. We'll go over to Settings. Under Jira Settings, we're going to click on Issues. Then under Issues, we're going to go to Fields, Custom Fields, and you'll click Create Custom Field. From here, you're going to select the type of field you want. I used radio buttons, so I'd select that, hit Next. And then I'm going to name my field. Description's optional, and then the options. The name, what you see here, is not going to be what is on the questions. This is just the identifier for the field and the data. So, I already created my fields, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what those look like. So my 3 fields are CSAT communication, CSAT experience, and CSAT response rating. So if I go ahead and just click on one of those and show you what that looks like. For response rating, I just have numbers 1 to 5. So once you have those custom fields created, we're going to go back to your form to link them. If you created these custom fields while you have this window for Forms open right here, all you have to do is just go back to Forms, then refresh your screen, and now you can go back in and add them. They're not going to appear while you're already on the screen if you made them. You just have to refresh the page. So once we refresh, now we can go in and then click under Link Jira Field. You're going to search for your field, and then per each question, you're just going to link the appropriate field. Once you got all that, make sure you click Save Changes, and now we have 3 steps done. Our next step, we need to create the automation to attach the form. We'll go ahead to Automation. I already had created the automation, but for you, we're going to go ahead and click the blue Create Automation, and then we're going to create the following automation. So we're going to do when an issue's transitioned. In my current project, my ending statuses are resolved and closed. However, done is the final one, but in done we cannot modify the issue, so we're going to send them in resolved and closed. I only want them to send in the issue types of service requests, incident, service requests with approvals. You can choose to opt out of this option and just send them on every issue. Then we're going to attach our form. Make sure our visibility is set to external. This is so that way if it's external, the customer will be able to see it and they can fill it out in the portal. If we left it as internal, the customer will not be able to see this. We can also select the ability to attach this form more than once, which we're going to leave unchecked because the survey, we don't want it to send more than once. We just want it one time on the issue at the very end. Finally, once we attach the form, we need to let the customer know that there's something to do. So we have a comment action that's going to ping the reporter, and it's telling them that thank you for reaching out to us and allowing us to assist you with your request. We value feedback and we would like them to fill out the survey. It'll take no more than 5 minutes and just to share their thoughts. And we have this set to only add once and not duplicate, so that way it doesn't look too messy either in the settings. The comment visibility, we want to make sure it's set to share to customer, because after all, we want the customer to be notified of this. Once you have your rule, make sure you name it, go ahead and hit update. Or in your case, save if you didn't already. So now we have the automation. Now let's go create the filter. To create the filter, we're going to go to filters and we're going to click on view all filters. I already have my filter, but if you did not, click on new search, and then this is where we're going to fill in the fields. So I'm doing my project. Resolution is not empty, therefore we want to only look at issues that are resolved. And we want to look at issues where the assignee is not empty. There could be times that maybe automation for Jira generates an issue and closes it in those request types, and we don't want that to count against the statistics for the survey. Because if there's no assignee, we're not going to be judging who did the work if it was automation for Jira. So, at that point, once you have all this, go ahead and where you see copy filter, you're going to see a button that says save filter. And under those, that's when you can change your permissions of who you want to view. In this case, I'm letting anyone in the project view, as well as your editors. I'm leaving my editors as private. So once you do that, you'll go ahead and click save. Now, we're almost there. Let's go ahead and let's configure the dashboard and the gadgets. So you'll click create dashboard. I'm just going to click on it since I've already created it. You're going to be left with a blank template, but what we're going to do is once you see here, we're going to do the following. We're going to add two-dimensional filter statistics, and we're going to add 3 pie charts. Within each one, we're going to use that save filter of issues that are resolved, and then x-axis, we're going to do the custom field for that question. The y-axis, we're going to do assignee, and then let's save. With this one, we'll do it for CSAT communication. This one, we'll do it for response rating. For the pie chart, for overall, what we're going to do is we're going to use that same save filter, and we're just going to select the custom fields. So experience, then we have communication, response rating. Once we have that, if you want to clean it up a little bit, you can change a certain layout. You can do full page, you can do 2-column, 3-column. I found that 3-column looked kind of nice with separating with the breakdowns and then the overall. You can also change the highlight color of the little tab that you see right here. Once you have that done, you'll click done. And now you have your reporting metrics. So now satisfaction breakdown, we can see per assignee what the ratings have been. If we click on the highlights here, we'll be able to view those specific issues. In the pie charts, we have our graphical, so we can see here, if we were to click on this, we'd be able to then see the issues in this specific areas. Now we have just one final step before we're ready to test. We have to turn off the customer satisfaction feature in the project. So we'll go to our project, we'll go to project settings, go to customer satisfaction, and where it says collect satisfaction, we're going to click this toggle off. So now this is not going to send out on any issues that we resolve. So now that we've completed all of our steps, now we get the test. So we'll go to the project and we'll go to an issue. Alright, now that we are in an issue, I'm going to go ahead and I see that my self-start report, we're going to leave that alone. We're going to transition this to resolved. And now what we'll see is once it's resolved, the automation is going to run and it's going to automatically attach this form. There we go. So now we can see that I am the reporter and it shows here, hi, it pinged me and it told me that thank you for submitting my request, it values my feedback, take the minutes to fill out the survey. And while I could do this here as an agent, what the customer's going to see is if we go to the portal side and we click it, we're going to see here that the satisfaction survey is open for edits. So I can go ahead and rate how I solved my issue. I worked with myself. And I can put some additional feedback if I want. I'll say good job. Because everyone needs to hear they've been doing a good job. And that's going to tell me customer edits will close once this form is submitted, and we'll click submit. So now I can't make any more changes to this form. It's submitted. And if we go back to our dashboard, we can see and refresh, we will have that updated statistic in here now, all around. And that is how you make a custom customer satisfaction survey in Jira Service Management. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.